No, Enrico Caruso wrote a book that's fascinating. And one of the things he talks about in that book is how the singers should all practice closed mouth singing. And when I worked with Helga Rosfanger for a year and a half, and he had me doing this, what we call the lip clamp. But the idea is not to worry about the resonance it gives you, but to worry about, if that's a word, take a look and see, what does your throat do? Because you eliminated the front up here. So some people do it with the teeth like this, right? If I do that and my teeth, but touch loosely, don't clap them hard, because when I let go of them, there's got to be a tiny little action here that releases the jaw clamp. If I'm going, this is a hard one. So instead of worrying about where the resonance is and worrying about where the vowel is, well, maybe the vowel is okay, but not the resonance. You look in the back of your neck and you wonder, what in the world, where is the process of phonation? Where am I actually saying the vowels, let's say? Well, if I limit at the front, the front's closed, and the back is open, I have to do something back there to get all the words clear. Otherwise, I have to open my mouth like that. Hi, how are you today? So nice to see you. But it sounds like that when you sing. Should be, hi, how are you today? So nice to see you. The words should be inside. Oh no, brown cow. If I do this, oh no, brown cow. The vowels are all back here. And where does the resonance go when I do that? So I'm going to try it. Here we go. None of my nose, where'd he go? So don't worry about that either. If you get your vowel in the band shell, it's like a band shell back there. If you get that band shell thing back there going, now, in order to sing with my vowels back there, what must I do with my breathing? I always thought it was the famous Dame Eva Turner, did the first turn out in London, said, nothing happens up here. You start here and you go down. Right? And then Richard Tucker would say, no, he said, the voice doesn't do anything. The breath, you use the breath for to do something. And he used a breath stop right here. He'd go, pa, nothing is happening here. Where is it happening? Take a look and see what's going on. Who's doing what? If I stop my breath there, guess what? My air column goes down. Just like Dame Ava Turner. It's down in my body. And this position of the closed mouth singing requires me to do, otherwise I can't say the words. If I say, how are you today? And I close my mouth and go, and that's first of all, you can't communicate. So it's very simple. If I want to make it very clearly understood, I go, how are you today? How are you today? How are you today? How are you today? And the megaphone is back there, or the band shell's back there. So if I really want to get my words so they carry like crazy, I need to phonate them back here. I can just talk about diction. I want to make my diction clear out to the audience. But it also makes the resonance of the voice hit up here and not down here. So then the whole resonance is much bigger. And then you get the color that they call chiaroscuro, which is bright dark. When I go, it's very bright, but it's also got a round color to it because I'm way back here going like this. If I don't do that, I go, where are the vowels? See? This has a lot of other good things about it. The energy required for me to get my vowels back here becomes an energy for singing. Where is that? See? enough energy to, I don't know what the words are. You're talking to doctors about this. I said, well, what are you doing? What is that, a circus trick or something? Because I always pull out the Kleenex, I always pull out the tissue, and go, and the paper doesn't move, and that drives the doctors crazy. But that's not possible. Air must move through the vocal cords to get them to vibrate. I said, well, maybe it is, but it doesn't move the paper. So something happens when I phonate vowels all the way back here. My resonance goes up and hits me up here, and the breath goes down this way. And you know what? It's because it has to. I can't sing that way if I don't get my breath down. And so it sort of all goes automatically. I go, in a sense, it's one of the easiest ways to sing. Because if I get my vowels back there, it requires my body to respond. And I'm always breathing and breathing, talking about it, breathing the lower back, because it will compensate for the sounds that you don't get exactly right, that don't cause, you want every sound you make to cause a reaction in your breathing and support itself, but it doesn't always work that way. Some of the tessitura high stuff, I'm glad I've been doing breathing exercises, because I'll find myself a little inadequate up there if I don't. Then I have all the passaggio notes. What I do about what in America they call covering. What do I do about that? See? I've got, let's say I have a passaggio. So my voice passes, that's a G. And I find it a little higher. Where is that? None of that. That breaks every rule in the whole bel canto history. No action in the throat, jaw, tongue, or hyoid muscle, and no change of emission. Well, action causes a reaction. Equal and opposite, which means if I do something here, this has to react opposite and equal. So it goes out, right? But what if I do nothing? I'm not doing covering. My voice passes. When I was in Italy, I was at La Scala working with Ettore Camogagliani, the head coach of La Scala. He was an old geezer. He'd been there when Caruso was there. So this was early, pretty early in my lifetime. And but 87 years ago was 1938. And he was older than me at that time. He was my age then. And we're talking about 1961 or 2, something like that. So that's how many years ago that is? What do you think? 40, 50, 60 years ago. But he was my age then. So he, who knows? He looked like he was my age, 87. Looked like that. But he actually accompanied Caruso. I mean, he'd been there when those great singers are going through there, and he was already there. A young person, he said, but he was still there. Now, if I go, ma, 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 I put it in my nose, and I go, ma, 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 I have no room in my throat. I'm choking to death. How am I going to sing my high notes? How are they going to pass if they got no passage? It's interesting that in Italian it's called il passaggio, which means a passage. Because pass is passare, that's the verb. But they don't call it, they're not described by the verb. They say there's a passage up there. And the Germans say es geht über, it goes over, right? So you have these different descriptions of what happens up there. Some happens, we know that, everybody knows that. So if I go, now what shape is my throat? I didn't say anything in the front of my mouth because my tongue was busy. So what's happening back behind? And I'm going to say the words, A, E, I, O, U. All right, where am I saying them? So I go, I didn't go ah on any of them. And whoever does that, somebody doesn't know anything about singing. My old teacher, Oliver Rees, used to say, singing is not just organized noise. It is not enough just to get the note, to accomplish the note. It's not enough. The note must belong to somewhere. It's a family of notes. And the family represents you. So you're going to go, or something? What are you going to do? You've got to be able to take a note and then put the vowels back here, which causes the breath to reaction by going straight down. Right? I mean, I have all these phrases that I demonstrate. One is "man on the skull," that kept me calm. That's on an A flat. Man on the skull, me chiamo. What's that in my nose? My nose open or closed? What do you think? Was my mouth open in the front, making vowels? So what did I do? Would you prefer that? Is it better? What language do you know on the planet Earth that's spoken like that? Tell me one language where they talk like that. How the Italians talk. Dammi un pezzo di pizza, io prendo un pezzo di pizza, dammi la tazza caffè. Where do they talk? Where do they go to Italy, hang out for a while? Even the dialect people, like in Naples. They say, what are they doing? What is it? Dice amale. Where are the vowels then? So if I'm a Neapolitan and I have to learn Italian, like Caruso did, and Rosa Boncel's family was Neapolitan, and the great bel canto tenor was Fernando de Lucia. They were all from Naples. They all overcame that language, but they were lucky they had it also in a way. If you know what to do, you so all those vowels, as you clarify them, they don't lose their color back there. And the ideal tone in Italy, when I was there, they called it chiaroscuro, clear dark. The tone should be both. Should have heard del monochrome, that's something. But anyway, he sang down here, right? So he was not in the mouth, he was this way. And he sang here. Then he dropped his chin like this. So, but he sang that way. My gong is ringing. This is my ego gong. It tells me at least I can be heard. That it's a long way. 3 feet away? God. So the idea is when you do breath stops, you do them all over the place, as we've done in various, if I do it up here, where's the vowel? See, resonance, breath, and vowels, they are not the same thing. You don't make the vowel go forward. You make the resonance go forward. And it doesn't go straight forward, it goes up and forward, right? So it's like a band shell back here. It's not flat like this. It goes, eh. It's like this. No, right? So I did want to talk a little bit about what happens when you do this closed throat singing. Closed mouth. I won't say closed throat. Take it back. Closed mouth singing. There's my teeth. They're lightly touching all the way back. And then I'm going to put my lips down like this and relax them. Caruso said, never show your teeth. So some people have beautiful teeth and they want to sing with them and show them, but it's against the rules of song. Some people go, or if I do it with my lip down, I go, it does not improve the tone to show all my teeth. Not if it's where it belongs. So this is the way you vocalize with a closed mouth. You close mouth singing. Oh, you're going to learn a brand new piece of music. Let's say I'll learn whatever, I don't know. I can't remember any of them now. I should relearn them all because I've forgotten everything. But if I'm doing, let's say I'm doing whatever. I'm doing a ballet mascara. So I do all the words. I practice the words. That's what. Oh, no, not ballet mascara. No, the other one. Lucia. Sirve felice della cogliere noi. If I'm practiced that way, guess where my vowels will be when I relax my jaw? Maria, I just met a girl named Maria, and suddenly that name will never be the same to me. Now, I relax this. Maria, I just met a girl named Maria. It's in the right place. What's my resonance doing? Do I have any nasal resonance in that? Not in the nose at all. And Caruso said, never sing the nasal cavity. That's one of his very beginning of his book, right? Don't show your teeth and don't sing in the nasal cavity. And when you breathe way down your lower back and you expand, you let the breath, you don't open it, you never try to open it, you just breathe it open. And the breath, the power of the sucking in of the breath opens it way down low and down and sideways. If you're really saying like that, that's what he showed me. But he didn't do this. I've never known a great singer who sang that way. They all they all sang as if they were talking, and there's a lot of like speech. If your speech is good, not all of us speak well. I'm from East Texas originally. It's a very powerful dialect we speak there. How ye dare or not see, you might have could have done that once upon a time and talk like that there. Well, I couldn't be a classical singer and do that. I had to learn to speak English. So how did I learn to speak English? 3 guesses. I never went anywhere without a little piece of paper between my teeth or something. It was always like this. See? Always something that I held there. And that made it doesn't matter what it is. You know, you take a little piece of paper like this, like that, and go. To be or not to be, that is the question. Now is the winter of our discontent. Now is the winter of our discontent. So now I've got all my vowels back here, and I just relaxed that little bit of muscular action it took just to keep my teeth touching. It's so tiny. That when I let go, it's not a violent thing. It's not a violent, it's just a tiny little letting go. Get the idea? All right, that's something to think about. When I was younger, I read Caruso's book, and I thought, what's he talking about? Closed mouth singing. And over the many, many years, when I met all those great singers, I started listening to what they were doing, and I realized a lot of them did not clamp like Roswang, but they did sing like this. Very loose. I thought, why are they humming? Are they humming? No. Humming is in the nasal. And Roswang said, don't ever hum. Never hum. So always clamp it tight so it causes a reaction. But if I know what I'm doing, I can gargle. I go, if I gargle, my vowels are back there. So what am I doing? All right, that's enough. Let's hope that'll make sense to somebody, because believe me, it saved me. It saved me many, many times. You get in these great big places and huge orchestras, and you work with the conductor, it's under experience and everything. It's loud, or he doesn't know how to control the orchestra, and it's really super, super loud. And what do? You can't just yell. So you must have a projection. By the way you sing, your voice projects like a band shell. It throws the sound out. See? And the voice carries like mad, and then it's not a problem. And you're going to pronounce anyway, and you might as well vocalize in a way that gets all your vowels back here. Okay? Okay. Bye.